go to the IMs from, let's talk about this anonymous story. I love this story. So, according to MSNBC.com, Anonymous, the loose confederation of hackers. You know, and I got an email the other day. I forgot to read it. Because it was basically saying, you guys are making too much of lulzsec. You know, the stuff they do is small bore and this and that. Oh, Matt, you really didn't like that.
Well, let's hear the email.
I'll pull up the email. Hold on for a second. Let's see where this is. It was. Where the heck did I have that? Hold on for a second. Let me do this. But he wrote that we were making too much of it, and hold on here. Let's see if I can find this. No, I can't find it right now. I had it printed the other day, and I cannot find it. He's saying that we're making too much of it, that any IT guy could tell you that what they're doing is not terribly sophisticated. They're a loose confederation of people. Oh, here it is. Okay. Listener David. It appears to me that most people overestimate their significance and capabilities in exactly as well as what they are. Being a network engineer and systems analyst with 32 years of experience, I can offer an expert's perspective on them. Like Anonymous, lulzsec is ad hoc, unorganized group of people who associate themselves in certain forums, has no guiding philosophy or purpose. It exists only for entertainment of people who consider themselves to be members. Well, Lulz said that. It's fine. On occasion, they coordinate relatively trivial attacks on certain networks against whom they've developed some grudge. Targets range from girls who have dumped some boy who wants revenge to banks that make news, some typical evil that banks sometimes do. These attacks are somewhat annoying at most and easily diverted. They also employ only elementary methods, such as URL changing method you described that was used against Citigroup to acquire private data they have no right to possess. Such break-ins target only the low-hanging fruit and are very unsophisticated. Such attacks can harm individuals or groups. The harm is never long-lasting or significant. Basically, groups like lulzsec and Anonymous change nothing, although they do cost taxpayers some money because the FBI has to waste their efforts going after these vandals rather than confront the truly damaging criminals that threaten all of us. Well, let me just address that.
Let me just quickly add in that Citigroup hack was not lulzsec.
Right, but he's saying it was like that. The value of lulzsec and Anonymous and these other groups is going to be manifested in the story I'm about to read. In fact, it is less in what they do than the fact that they are actually drawing attention to certain stories that otherwise would not be covered. They provide a level of awareness because, look, our press, they eat this shit up. And so if Anonymous goes to war against the city of Orlando for arresting people who are handing out food to the homeless, that's a story I saw before. I think I forgot to cover it, and it came up again in the form of Anonymous. Do the yes men affect any real change in their hoaxes? No, but they draw attention to things. Now, you could argue, well, the yes men don't do it by breaking any laws. They don't cause the FBI to chase after them, cost taxpayer money. That's true. I'm not so convinced that the FBI necessarily would be chasing after banks. They might, but I suspect that there are other greater wastes of resources. So while it may be true that Anonymous is not, and he goes on to say, they don't have the patience or skill to conduct truly damaging, like Stuxnet. Stuxnet was the essentially the computer virus or the attack on Iran's nuclear fuel production facilities, which I think screwed up a lot of their centrifuges and may have caused actual physical damage. He says other very damaging attacks by much more sophisticated organizations than LulzSec have been launched against CIA, Department of Energy, Department of Defense. Similar systems are probed hundreds of times a day, and we're slowly hardening those systems. We are no closer to preventing damaging attacks than we were 5 years ago. It's an ineffective, albeit entertaining, diversion. Any network administrator worth their title can defend against them. Personally, I don't think they deserve the attention they're getting. I don't think that it's problematic, and in fact, if their targets are ones that raise the awareness of certain issues, then I'm all for it.
He's looking at it the wrong way. I mean, yes, any hacker worth their salt can do much more than LulzSec, but just like any person can stand up and say something when they see something wrong going on, but not everyone does. They're not so much hackers as they are the term that I've seen used, hacktivists.
Right.
They're supporting a cause and spreading the word by doing what they're doing. They're not just script kiddies. They're doing more than that. I mean, that Sony hack they did.
Script kiddies.
It's basically script kiddies are like that's what they call like people who call themselves hackers when they're really just using like really simple scripts. They're not really hacking into anything.
So I'm not hacking when I use an IP anonymizer.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. But I mean, that Sony hack that they started off with, that was not something small. I mean, they completely shut down the Sony network, the Sony PlayStation network. I mean, I don't think that they're the best of hackers, but they certainly are the best at raising awareness.
Yeah, and I think that's the value of it. I mean, in some way, it's like it's agitprop.
Mm-hmm.
So the hacker group Anonymous, the loose confederation of those people, announced the creation of Operation Orlando over the city's treatment of the Food Not Bombs group. The Orlando Sentinel reported that what started as a spat over distributing food without a permit in a park has escalated, with Mayor Buddy Dreyer describing the activists charged with the misdemeanor offense as food terrorists. The anonymous press release said the city had ignored our warnings and our generous offer of a ceasefire. On Wednesday last, you not only arrested 2 more people for feeding, but you arrested the worldwide president of Food Not Bombs. This is a declaration of war. We will now treat you like the human rights abusers that you are. It will start a massive campaign against Orlando and the city web assets. It would send emails to millions of people in 50 countries asking them to boycott the city. It would remove Orlando, Florida, the guide at 10 a.m. Eastern, Tuesday until 6 p.m. Let's see. Let's see if that's up.
The Orlando Chamber of Commerce website was down as of 10 a.m. this morning.
Really? Let's see if this up. It seems like the Orlando, Florida guide. Now this could be just like a DDS, right? I mean,
yeah, this isn't really hacking.
This isn't terribly
This is anonymous though. They
But so what? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, they're messing with these people. It also said it would also target the owners of this site, identified as Utopia Inc., rather than the city itself. Anonymous said the owners of the site could have it removed from the target list by releasing a statement to the press in support of Food Not Bombs and calling on the city of Orlando to stop the arrest. Like, look, this goes beyond civil disobedience. And, you know, not advocating vandalism, but I do appreciate the fact that this story gets more national attention. Oops. Google Chrome could not connect with OrlandoFloridaGuide.com. There you have it. It's an interesting debate, but I don't the proper debate, in my estimation, is that it's is what they're doing right, not is what they're doing effective. Because just the fact that I read that story means that they're being effective.